Do you know where to find the largest waterfall in the world?
We do, and we want to go there someday. Hi, thank you for joining us for week 95 of Around the World with Joshua and Alyssa. We have some special things for you today. So let's get right into the first one. Where do we want to go someday that we have not already told them about?
We really want to go to Iguazu Falls in Argentina or
Brazil.
Either one would be nice.
Yes, it's right on the border.
Yeah, it is. And Paraguay. They're kind of like, it's kind of like where
I
all
didn't know
three of
that
them
one.
come together.
Okay, cool. Well, tell us about it.
So here's Iguazu Falls, and it's like a whole collection of waterfalls, which is how it can be the largest waterfall in the world. Because if you're to look up like the tallest waterfall, that is
Victoria Falls in South Africa?
it's in Africa.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's
It's
specifically
in Africa,
South Africa.
maybe not South Africa.
I want to say it's somewhere central.
Okay,
So
I
that's
think you're right.
the tallest waterfall, and a lot of times in North America we think of Niagara Falls, but this one is almost twice as tall as Niagara Falls, and it has like 275 drops. Niagara Falls only has 4.
Yeah, it's just a baby up here. Like, why would we even go to see that one?
So it's a lot more. I've been to that one. It's
okay,
cool too.
okay.
This one is just a lot more impressive, and it's cool because of all of that water that's rushing over the edge. It kind of creates its own ecosystem at the base. So they say you'll have like bamboo trees growing right up with like a normal pine tree because
Whoa.
it's got all of this humidity, so you can grow that kind of stuff at the same time. And lots of really cool tropical plants. They say that all the steam and stuff from it and the splashing whatever, it can be like up to 500 feet from where it falls because there's so much of it. Now, in different times of the year, it flows more heavy based on like the rainy season, and it's significantly heavier during the rainy season. So I'm kind of wondering if that's what this is, because the water's a lot darker, so it's like picking up debris as it goes.
Sure.
But there are lots of different views of the falls. There's like the main one, but there's the upper and the lower, and I think this is kind of more of a picture of the two. So you can see it from the ground, well, kind of the ground, like out on one of these bridges, and they have access points from both the Argentinian side and the Brazilian side that you can look at, and they do like helicopter rides and stuff too, so you can see the area, and it's not super expensive to get in there. And they even said like if you have a stopover for a day, or if you're like on a cruise ship for a day and you're going through the area, you can do it in a day. Now you probably want more time if you want to like do lots of touring around and see like lots of different views of it. But if you wanted a quick version of it, you could do it in a day, which might be kind of cool. Maybe we need to send a flight that direction sometime.
If we're not going to go there for a few days, we might have to get a layover there.
Yeah, just see what it's about.
Yeah.
So it looks pretty cool, and there was lots of neat information about it online. It's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which Niagara Falls is not. I didn't realize that. So that was interesting too. So I told you last week for our missionary story we're going to have something special because we finished our missionary story last week. And it's actually been a long time since we had a little project on here. So it's time for a project.
Okay.
So in our story about Madugu, he was really excited because he wanted to see the gold pages in the missionary's book. So the missionary had a wordless book, and so today we're going to make our own wordless books. So we'll try to put the link down below with the description stuff, so you can print one of these off too. So we just got this off that website with the links. You just follow it, and the first thing we need to do is cut around the edges. So you need some scissors.
Handy dandy scissors.
If you're not really good with scissors, you probably better get a grown-up to help you.
So don't cut through the middle.
No.
Just around the edges.
We'll just cut the edges first.
Okay. I win.
I didn't want to drop it.
Oh. I didn't draw mine either.
No, this. In kindergarten, I used to tell my kids this was a snake.
Oh.
You always have to cut in a snake.
You can't drop the snake? I think you should
You
drop
put it
the
in
snake.
the garbage. Okay. So now you have this piece. I'll cut out like this. You got the green box on the top. So now we are going to do a little cutting through the middle.
Okay.
We're going to start at the green box, and I want you to look at the green box, and if you look at the green box and into the gold box, there's a tiny little line. So we're going to cut from the green box here up to this tiny little line in the black box. And you'll see it when you turn it over. Do you see it?
So halfway through the gold.
Through the gold box, yep. So you're just going to cut right on that line between the green and the red.
So this is not something where you just cut all these
No.
pieces into all the different colors like we might normally do. So
It's kind of a cool folding project. Like origami, except that there's a little more cutting involved.
so I cut mine up to right there.
Okay,
Okay.
now we're going to go down to the gold box at the bottom and the white box.
Okay.
We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to start on the gold box side. And we're going to cut across to the little line in the red box. Very carefully, though.
So in the end, it's going to be like a S shaped.
Yeah, kind of. Oh, yeah.
S for snake.
Do some folding.
Okay.
Okay, so now it should be kind of like a little maze kind of thing going on here.
There we go.
Like this. Oh, that gold page looks really cool.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so now we're going to do a little folding. The first thing we're going to fold is this green box. We're going to fold it so it's kind of like a book. So we're going to fold it this way up to itself.
So we're folding it in half.
Uh-huh. So it looks kind of like its own little book right there. Got it?
Now what?
Okay. And you can open it back up again because it might be easier because we got lots of folding to do. Now we're going to fold down the middle on all of them so that we don't see the colors anymore. So we're going to fold the
Folding
green.
the green over onto the gold.
Got it. And then we'll fold the black onto the red.
Oh. So after I fold this over, now I fold it. Oh. Oh, we're folding all of them
Yeah,
over.
so we're gonna fold it all the way in half,
Okay.
basically, and we'll open it back up again. A little more folding.
And then the yellow, gold onto the white.
The gold onto the white on the bottom.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
And you can open it back up again because we still have a little more folding to do. Got it?
Yep.
Okay, with your green still on that side.
Okay.
Now we're going to fold the gold into itself, which is also going to make us kind of fold the black in on itself too.
So just like we did the green halfway, now we're folding the gold halfway.
Yep. And then I'm going to go down and I'm going to do the same thing with the black. So the black gets folded in halfway too.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go down to the bottom and do that extra gold one with the white way down here. Fold that one in.
All the way to the crease in the middle.
Yep.
That one's easier than the others.
Because it's all by itself. That's really helpful.
Okay.
Okay. Can try to open it back up. Now we got all these lines in here.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got the white and the red.
And we're gonna fold them backwards.
Nope, we're still going to go this way.
Oh man.
Sorry.
I thought it would go the same direction as the green.
No, that's what's tricky. That's why we started with the green, so we didn't mix up their directions. Okay.
Okay, so I did the red, and now the white folds in toward the gold on the bottom. Right?
Yep. Well,
Okay.
still in. Yep, there you go.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I did that. So
So-
now I unfolded it.
We're back to our folded
Mhm.
situation here. Okay, the green is going to be the cover, so that kind of helps us
Okay.
know how we're going to do some folding. So now we're going to fold this side in, starting with the gold and the black side in,
Okay.
like that. And then I'm going to fold this side in,
Okay.
and try to get this with my little pinky down here.
Okay.
So that it's now kind of, oh yeah, looking
It's
good so
all
far.
closed up.
Looking good so far. Okay, and now we're going to go across this way.
Okay, with the
Hopefully.
two on the bottom.
Got it that way.
Okay, done.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Looks like a flag now. Little green flag.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm going to take the bottom one, and we probably didn't make ourselves a good... We didn't make a curve for this one. And we're going to fold it up.
Okay. Got it.
So you might have to give it an extra little pinch there. Okay.
And now, does it fold backwards?
Now we're going to go up this way.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Yes.
If all your folds are super, super nice and tight and beautiful, we should be able to fold this over like our book. And it should turn out really nice. Tuck it in there like that. And if you have some glue at home, that'll really help. Uh-oh. I did fold wrong somewhere. Because my book doesn't open. Okay, back up.
Oopsie.
Where do I go wrong?
See, we're not perfect.
Okay. Back up. Sometimes we all make mistakes, and it's okay. You learn from our mistakes. We went in. In with this part. And over with this part. Up.
I feel like everything is closed in on itself.
I know, that's what I'm a little confused about. Because it worked great with my other one.
Okay, so we did our cuts correctly.
I did do that part, right? Did we do a fold wrong somewhere?
Kids, it's okay to try this at home. Just know that it might not work the first time.
Okay, we did this. Folded this in. Folded this in. And we folded this in. This is where something is getting weird.
I think I did it. Gold. I should do it this way. Gold and white
Okay, but how did you
and
do it?
red and black and gold and green.
Okay, so where did I fold it wrong?
So let's see. All of these, we folded them in on themselves, and they need to be folded out on themselves.
Oh, so we needed to tuck it back behind.
Yeah. So now if we tuck those back behind. Do something like that.
Oh.
Try that.
Now we got it.
And that wasn't very helpful for you because I just did it so quick.
So I think our middle fold was where we went wrong. I think I had you fold the middle fold the wrong direction.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. So
The middle fold needed to go forward.
yeah, so these need to fold in on themselves.
You got that part right.
So let's start with the bottom. Fold in on itself. The white fold in on itself. But then they fold backwards instead of forwards.
Yeah.
Because we went like this and then we folded them in again, but you actually need to fold it this way so you can still open your book later.
Tricky.
So then...
Now we got it. Okay.
Okay, so tell us about it.
So once you have it together, like this.
So this is the front, and the little words for the
book go on the back.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's the front. And you can tell somebody the story about the good news of the gospel by starting with the gold page, which represents
we all want to go to heaven.
that God is perfect.
Oh.
And God lives in a perfect heaven, and a perfect heaven can't have imperfect people. So we have a problem. And that problem is
sin.
Yeah, we have sin. We've all sinned. The Bible tells us that. And because of our sin, there's a penalty, and that penalty is death. Death is separation from God. It's not going to a perfect heaven. It's eternity far from God. But the Bible also has some really great news for us. And the really great news is that Jesus died on the cross for us. So we got the red page to remind us of Jesus' blood. So Jesus died in our place. And if we trust him as our Savior, we trust that he died for us because he loved us, we can have our hearts changed from black to white. And they can be clean because Jesus will take the punishment for our sin. And then we can be considered a perfect person we can go to God's beautiful heaven.
We can have a relationship with God.
We can. And then we can go to his heaven and get to see him, because then Jesus has taken our place. And then as Christians, we want to grow to be more like him. So now you have a little book. Remember at the end of our story, Madugu took his book and he cut it into 4 pieces. These would be really tiny books if you cut them into 4 pieces. But it's just kind of fun. It's small. It probably would fit in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully you figured it out.
Yeah,
you maybe should put a
cool.
picture of yours below, because maybe yours turned out better the first time.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
I like that though.
Yeah.
And there are instructions on the website.
Yes.
So you don't have to watch our video to figure out how to do it.
No.
They will show you how to do it.
They do have nice folding directions, but I just mixed them a little about that.
Well,
You have some
fun.
missionary review for us today?
We do. So the last 4 weeks we looked at some missionaries and their 2021 reviews. So let's go ahead and take a look at them. And the first one from 4 weeks ago was Roberto and Patricia Coelho and their family. Do you remember the names of their kids?
Samuel is their oldest,
Okay.
and I want to say Isabella. Isabella is one of the girls, and maybe Sophia. I'm not positive on that though.
Well, the highlights for them from 2021 was he graduated from Central Seminary here in Minnesota with his doctorate of ministry, and she graduated, was it early childhood education?
I think so.
And so they both graduated, and they have pictures of them wearing their graduation gowns that we showed you. And they also, at their church, have made a lot of progress on their church building. They're now using it. If you remember the pictures we showed you, it's a beautiful building.
It is.
And they have some more work to do on it, but it's usable, and they're excited about how God is using that for their ministry, and they're looking forward to how God will continue to give them opportunities to build relationships with people and for their church to grow. We also looked at Pastor Ariel and Ina Abadiano in the Philippines, and we have told you about them before. Good friends of ours. There is a picture of them. And in 2021, they had 90 plus online trainings with pastors and leaders in evangelism and discipleship in 23 different countries. They finished translation of The Story of Hope and The Way to Joy in Thai. They did some online mission summits with different churches. They were able to distribute clothes and school supplies and other goods to over 100 children and their families, and train over 2,000 pastors and leaders in evangelism and discipleship, and on and on and on it goes. And for 2022, they have more online training planned and some in-person training, which they're excited about. So you can continue to pray for them that all of these plans would go smoothly, that they would be able to conduct their trainings well, and that as a result, churches would grow as people disciple and make disciples of other people. We've told you about Lynette, and one of her big highlights from 2021 was continued progress learning Hungarian. And she has also been able to build some good relationships in her ping pong club and have Hungarian conversations with them. And she is hoping that their ministry there, Word of Life, that they would be able to have all their ministries with less COVID restrictions. And right now it may not look like that's going to happen with rising cases, but they are hoping that they can still do their missions conference, winter camps, Bible schools, student missions trips, graduation, and camp. And also, she is in the beginning stages, early diagnosis of MS, so pray for her, as that's not an easy health thing to deal with, but we hope that she can do her ministry well despite that, and even that it would make her ministry better, because God can do those kinds of things. Finally, we looked at Tyler and Catherine Betts in France, and one of the big highlights for them was
Baby
Lucy was born. Yeah. And they were able to have family members come and visit them, most recently with his parents, and I believe Silas was there also for vacation just after Christmas. And they've had some good opportunities to build relationships with some families there, and are asking prayer for the salvation of one of these families in particular. And their French is coming along well, but they have not been able to meet with their church as much, but they're hoping that would change this year, that they would get to have some small groups in their home to build relationships and work on their French, and ultimately see their church become more like Christ and people get saved.
Yep.
So that's exciting to see what God has been doing in each of their lives. Hopefully in the upcoming days we'll show you more missionaries and some highlights from 2021. We have a lot that we can do, and so that's what you can look forward to.
Yep. Make sure you come back next week for a new story of somebody around the world. And somewhere else we want to go? Or
I'm not sure yet.
else?
You'll find out next week, and we'll find
We'll
out
find
next
out
week.
Just make sure you come back.
Yep. We will see you at that time. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.